If you clicked on this video, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're probably somebody who's feeling a little bit stuck right now. Maybe you feel like you're not living life, you're just going through the motions. Or you feel like you're supposed to be doing something more, but you don't know what it is. Or you're feeling a lot of apprehension about what it means to take that leap. If any of that resonates with you, I'd like to share with you two realizations that I've had in the last couple of years in hopes that maybe it'll help you figure out what your life purpose is and how we can turn that into action in the next year. Before we dive into things, I feel like some introductions are in order since this is my first video. Hi, I'm Amanda. Some stats about me. I turned 30 years old in 6 months. I am the proud mother of two bunnies, and I have moved 4 times in the last 4 years and lived in 4 different states. I've only recently started entering this settling down and slow living era of my life. I grew up on what I consider to be the golden age of Asian American YouTubers. So we're talking Niga Higa, Kev Jumba, Whaley, Soothing Sister, Michelle Phan. I always really admired, particularly the creators who were just kind of, big sisters. I always really liked hearing about other people's life experiences and their lessons. So much so that I was inspired to create a video called Freshman Regrets, which I posted after my first year of college. And it was basically this video where I trauma dumped in paragraph form. So I never publicized that this went out. I just posted the video. This was over 10 years ago now. Somehow my uncle found this video. Not like there was anything bad on there or incriminating, I guess, but he texted me and he said, "I thought that your essay was very educational." And I deleted the video. The wrong audience was reached. I just couldn't. So we took it down and never tried it again. But through the years, I always kind of felt this looming, nagging feeling of what if there was somebody else going into their first year of college and seeing that could have helped him or her or them go in with a different perspective. So I think that segues us well into the overarching theme of this video, which is what is your purpose? And the first realization that I came to, which is that your purpose is closer than you think. I don't know if this is a hot take, but my personal opinion is that most people have some idea of what their calling or their purpose is. They just feel like it's not significant enough or lofty enough to be considered something that they can pursue. Say a little kid approaches you and they say, "I want to be a doctor because I want to save lives." More likely than not, the adults are in the room are going to commend this kid, right? They're going to say, "Wow, that is a really aspirational, very altruistic goal. I wish you the best of luck. Hope you save my life one day." Now, say that kid's got a sibling who says, "I want to make eating videos because I like to make people happy." Call me crazy, but I feel like most of the adults are going to say, "That's really nice. Maybe you should aspire for a little bit more." I think that the reason we do this is because we as a society place value on different professions based on a lot of different things, but mostly socioeconomic factors. Obviously, being a doctor is very noble. Going back to my food eating example, though, so the mukbangers, while eating food on the internet isn't held in the same regard as doing surgery, these people are still objectively adding value to your lives. This type of media exposes you to different cuisines, different locales, helps support small businesses. Where I'm going with all of this is that your purpose in life doesn't have to be this big, lofty, fancy profession. In fact, I don't even think it has to be a profession at all. Your purpose is just a passion that has the potential to improve communities. So don't overcomplicate it. Think about the things that you love to do on a daily basis already. Is there anything about that that can add value to somebody's lives? Is there something that you can do to share that passion with the world? Are there any small steps that you can take to get to that point eventually. If you're not sure what sparks joy for you yet, a couple of things that I recommend as somebody who really likes to journal, the Ikigai worksheet, I think is a really great place to start to think about what your talents and hobbies are and how they can be built into a job if that's what you want to do. I'd also suggest to ponder the following questions. Number one, what are some of my long term hyperfixations? Number two, what kind of social media do I consume the most of? Number three, what is something you feel like you could talk about, or better yet, teach about for hours on end? For myself, I was never a very good academic writer, but I always liked creative writing. Am a sucker for a good self help book or podcast, and I consume a lot of daily vlogs, how to be a better person, how to adopt these new habits, how to set yourself up for success type of videos. When I was outlining and planning this video, the question that I kept asking myself was why now? I tried this once 10 years ago, and clearly, if the nagging, looming feeling had been there all this time, why did I wait until 10 years later to try again? Was I just being lazy? Was I being unmotivated? Did I just think that I couldn't do it? I feel like, surely that can't be the case, right? I have a college degree, I have a graduate degree. If I wanted to, I would. If I wanted to, I would. So maybe I just didn't want to. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I had so much going on with work and school. There was just no way that I could focus on something else. So, yeah, I guess I just didn't want to. You know the story about Sisyphus, the guy who has to push the boulder up the hill? That's how I felt when I was in school. I was pushing this huge boulder up a huge hill, and if I stopped or paused or looked away for even a second, we were going to snowball back down the mountain. Once I got the boulder up, though, then we could do other things. How many of you have said the following to yourself? I'm going to be healthier when I move out. My depression's going to go away when I'm not in school anymore. I am going to make videos when I have more time. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Has anyone ever said this to themselves and then felt bad about it? Society and hustle culture has taught us that this type of self talk is a bad thing. It's what lazy people say to themselves. While, yes, I think that it is often used as an excuse, I would say the vast majority of people who use this as reasoning are going through some shit. Like, they're Sisyphus, they are pushing something up a giant hill. People might say that pushing the boulder up the hill is really, really lame or it's a huge waste of effort. Sometimes you can't get to the next step until you complete task number one. I had no semblance of a workout plan or a healthy diet until I moved out. I am the happiest I've ever been since I graduated school. And now I have all this time on my hand, and I'm sitting down in front of my phone right now, filming this video. Maybe my timeline's a little bit slower than everybody else, and I needed to do things in chronological order while other people could handle multiple tasks at once. Because we accomplished, one, two, three, four first, I have more flexibility and freedom in my schedule. I can sit down and I can make these videos to a quality and degree that I can be proud of that hopefully will also provide value to people. The last couple of weeks, I felt like all of the creativity and excitement um, around trying something new has flooded back into my body in a way that I haven't felt it in a long time. I have made myself a template on Notion, and these ideas and scripts and outlines are just pouring out. I'm going to be honest, I logistically have no idea what I'm doing. I feel my age catching up to me because looking at all of the things that you're supposed to include when you post a YouTube video now are going over my head. While I may not have everything bullet pointed and listed and planned, at best I have concepts of a plan. Though I may not be prepared, I'm ready. If you've made it this far, thank you. And definitely hit a subscribe if any of these topics speak to you. The hope is to see you all in a week. I think we're going to talk about some mindset shifts to reset prior to 2026.